Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Gretchen. I am an award-winning crocheter and crochet designer. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to make this lovely crocheted flower applique. I use these appliques on a number of different crochet projects. Currently, right now, I'm working on some fingerless gloves. So I think it's nice just to have these appliques on the back of the gloves. It just adds a little touch of elegance to what otherwise would be a very basic fingerless glove. And I do create matching hats to go with these fingerless gloves. Those appliques are a bit larger. This is a 3-round applique here. For this video, I will instruct you on how to do a 2-round, but at the end of the video, I'll also tell you how you can create these to be a larger size. Okay, so for this, you need to have a understanding on how to do a chain stitch, a single crochet, a double crochet, and a front post double crochet. And if you don't know how to do any of those stitches, don't worry about it. I will walk you through it. And for those of you who are a little more advanced, what I'll do is at the beginning of each round is I'll let you know what you need to do in order to complete that round. And then that way you can work at your pace, and the beginners, they can work at a slower pace along with me. And then everybody can work at their own pace. To start this applique, we're going to begin with a magic ring. And if you don't know how to do a magic ring, don't worry about it. I will show you. Really simple to remember. Just remember under, over, and around. If you can remember under, over, and around, you'll never forget how to create a magic ring. So let's go ahead and begin. You'll need a 4.5mm crochet hook. You'll need a pair of scissors and a tapestry needle. So we're going to go ahead and start with our magic ring. So when you begin, you want to leave a long tail, because you really want something to grab onto when you go ahead and close up your ring. So to begin, we're going to wrap the yarn around our fingers, cross it over, and make an X. And this is where the under, over, and around comes in. So you're going to take your crochet hook, you're going to go under the first strand of yarn here, over the next strand of yarn, and loop it around. Really easy, right? So we'll do that one more time. Under the first strand, over the second strand, loop it around. Pick up your yarn and draw it through. And now we have our ring. Now, when you begin your stitching, you want to make sure that you're incorporating both of these strands of yarn. Okay, you want to make sure you're stitching around the yarn that creates the ring, and you also want to make sure you're stitching around the yarn that is your tail. So for this first round, we're going to do a single crochet and chain 2 8 times. So single crochet and chain 2, single crochet and chain 2 for a total of 8. So to do a single crochet, we're going to insert our hook into our magic ring, and we're going to draw up a yarn, a loop. And we're going to yarn over, and we're going to draw through 2. And then yarn over, then draw through to make a chain stitch, and yarn over and draw through again. So we have our single crochet and our 2 chains. We're going to do that 7 more times. So insert your hook into your magic ring, bring up a loop, and yarn over, draw through 2, and then 2 chains. We're going to yarn over and draw it through, yarn over and draw it through. So there we have our second single and chain 2. And what's going to happen is you're going to be creating 8 chain 2 spaces that you're going to be working into for the next round. Okay, so we're going to do this 6 more times. Insert your hook into your magic ring, bring up a loop, yarn over and draw through both loops. Yarn over, draw through, yarn over, draw through. Okay. Okay, so now we should have 8 single crochets and 8 chain 2 spaces. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now to close your ring, this is why you wanted a nice long tail at the end, because you really do want to have enough to really hold on and tug. And with your right hand, well, I'm right-handed, so with my right hand, I'm going to just hold my work here. You don't have to pinch it too hard, but you just kind of want to guide it so it doesn't bunch up on itself, and give it a nice tight tug. And don't be afraid to really tug on this and get that to close nice and tight. If you don't close it nice and tight, what will end up happening is as you're working your piece here, this center will begin to open up. And not that it's such a big deal on these appliques, but you know, if you're making a hat, you do want to have a nice tight closure. And then even with the appliques, I try to get this really tight too, because I don't like having a center hole in my flowers. So now to join this, we're going to join to our first single crochet. So here's our first single crochet right here. So we're going to slip our hook into that first single crochet, and we're going to slip the yarn right through the first single crochet and right through that chain to join. And then we're going to do a chain 1. And you'll find when I begin a project and I have my tail here, I like to incorporate that into the back of my work when I'm stitching. It's perfectly fine to just go ahead and weave that in with a tapestry needle, but ever since I was a little girl and my Nana taught me how to crochet, she instructed me to always stitch my tail into the back of the work. So after almost 50 years of crocheting, I'm not going to change now. So we're going to go into our first chain 2 space. So here's our first single crochet, and this is our first chain 2 space. And in this chain 2 space, and in each of the remaining into the remaining 7 chain 2 spaces, you're going to do a single crochet, a chain 1, 2 double crochets, a chain 1, and a single crochet. So insert your hook into your first chain 2 space. And I know, especially on this first one, it's going to be really kind of difficult to see, but if you go ahead and you separate a little bit, you'll be able to visualize where that chain 2 space is. Okay, so insert your hook into the chain 2 space, you bring up your loop, yarn over and draw through 2 of them. There's your first single crochet, and now we're going to do 1 chain stitch. So yarn over and draw it through. And now we're going to do 2 double crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook into the space, bring up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2. So there's our first double crochet, and 1 more double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook into your space, yarn over and bring up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2. And there's your second double crochet. And we're going to do a chain stitch. So yarn over and draw it through. And then we're going to do a single crochet. So insert your hook into the stitch, bring up a loop, yarn over, and draw through both those loops. And now we have our first petal made. So like I said, in the remaining 7 chain 2 spaces, we're going to repeat this. So we're going to go into our next chain 2 space with a single crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets, whoopsie, and a chain 1 and a single crochet. Okay, so there's our second petal. So you'll have a total of 8 petals because we have a total of 8 chain 2 spaces. So single crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochets, chain 1, single crochet. Okay, we're just gonna complete this around. Here we go. Now we should have 8 petals here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. And now we're gonna join this round by doing a slip stitch into your first single crochet here and chain 1. So you have 8 petals and then you have 8 posts here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn our work. So flip it around. I'm just going to go ahead and cut my tail here. Okay. And this is where we're going to begin our front post double crochets. So on this very first post here, what we're going to do is insert our crochet hook behind the post, and we're going to draw the yarn through from behind the post through our stitch here. Okay, and now we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this chain 5 is going to act as our first front post double crochet and then our chain 2 space. Okay, and now we're going to go over to the next post here, and we're going to do a front post double crochet. And to do that, you're going to yarn over, you're going to go behind the post here, and you're going to sit there and say, well, why is it called a front post double crochet? Isn't that a back post? It's a front post because if you turn your work right side out, you're going across the front of your post here. Does that make sense? Okay, so let me start this over again here. So yarn over, insert your hook behind the post, bring the yarn through and bring it up, and then yarn over, and you're going to draw through 2 loops and yarn over and draw through 2 loops, and there you have a front post double crochet. You're going to chain 2, and you're going to repeat with another front post double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook behind the post, bring up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2, and chain 2. And you're going to continue around to your next post, yarn over, insert your hook behind the post, bring up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2, and chain 2. Okay, here we have our final post. You should have 8 chain 2 spaces and 8 front post double crochets. And we're going to join this round. You're going to go into your third chain and you're going to join with a slip stitch and chain. Now you're going to turn your work around, so now you have your beautiful little flower in front of you, facing you. And so now in each of these chain 2 spaces here, you're going to do a single crochet, a chain 1, 3 double crochets, a chain 1, and a single crochet. So on this first round, you did a single, chain 1, you have 2 doubles, and then you have your chain 1 and then a single. And on this round, we're going to do a single, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1, and a single. So we'll go right back into this first chain 2 space with a single crochet, a chain 1, 3 doubles, a chain 1, and a single. You go right into the second chain 2 space with your single crochet and a chain 1, 3 doubles. Remember, a double is a yarn over. Insert your hook into this chain space, draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2. And go right into the next one. And you're just going to repeat this around. Okay, now we have our final chain 2 space here. There we go. And once again, you should have 8 petals here. And we're going to join this round by joining to that first single crochet. Now, if you wanted to make this larger, all you would need to do is when you turn your work around and you go behind this post here, on the first round, we did a chain 5. This one you would do a chain 6, which would act as your first front post double crochet and then your first chain 3 space. So on the back side, you would do a front post double crochet and chain 3 instead of a chain 2. And then when you get done with that and you turn your work back over and now you have those chain 3 spaces in the back here, you're going to add an extra double crochet. So on the next round, you would just do 4 double crochets. So you do a single and a chain 1, 4 doubles, a chain 1 and a single. And that's how you can go ahead and create these as you know, as large as you would like. You just basically add an extra chain to your space here, and you're adding an extra double crochet to your petals. But we're going to go ahead and finish this off. Snip your yarn, bring this through, give it a nice little tug, and then this is where you can go ahead and take your tapestry needle and just weave in your end here. Here we go. And there you have your lovely flower applique. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you liked this video and you want to see more, please do subscribe to my channel. That way you'll be alerted of any other videos that I post. Thank you so much for watching. Happy crocheting.